I'm Top Gun.
And I'm Lunchbox.
And we're Toys to Men. Last night's show was, well, how can we say this, but it was insane, right?
Oh,
it was
to say the least, it was insane.
crazy. I can't believe what they actually let happen last night, you know?
I was stunned that they actually, killed T-Dog off that quick into the third season. I
know.
He'd stay around a little bit
Well, he
longer.
was just starting to finally pick up a little action. He's getting some lines.
Yeah, he finally got some
T-Dog
lines
was
in.
getting some lines.
They're just trying to keep him down. That's all it is.
Wow, I can't believe it. So T-Dog is deceased, and well, what we saw on our last show, Lori. We was guessing that was going to happen. Kind of shocked that it was last night's episode, I'm going to be honest with you.
I didn't... Mixed feelings, I guess, on how it happened.
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping to see the Rick from the comics that was, who cares? But this one was a little bit more dramatic about it and, actually
he fell
showed some
apart.
sympathy.
He fell apart, But to put into that, what you just brought up, yesterday when Herschel walked out, finally, on his crutches, I don't know if you noticed, when Lori and Rick made eye contact, they kind of looked like they were kind of looking like they were starting to come back in a little bit. And I think that's what really hammered in, how hard he took it last night.
He kind of looked at her at first, though, still with that, real stern face, and then he started cracking a smile to her. But it was cool, not only at that same scene, actually, it was just cool to see how the group, immediately stopped what they were doing to see Herschel come out.
Exactly. It was a very, very uplifting part of the show. There haven't been very many of them. And, I mean, they didn't let it last very long.
It was quickly taken away by the walkers that came out right behind him.
I will be shocked, though. I thought Andrew was definitely dead. I don't know how he got away from out there. But I kind of thought it was the bald black guy. I'm not really sure of his name, actually. But anyway, regardless, it doesn't really matter what his name is, I guess. But I thought it was him.
Yeah.
And apparently it was Andrew. And, the way that all went down, the altercation, when the other prison mate shot Andrew, I thought, here we go. Because in the comics, there's sort of a storyline to where they try to take over.
Mm-hmm.
And that, I guess Andrew was the only loose end in the deal. But they still have a chance for Axel to be the crazy one, but I don't really see that happen. Because I think this new guy, I think the new prison mate, the black guy here, is going to be T-Dog's replacement in a sense. I think they're going to join the group.
Probably. He, had a chance there where he could have killed Rick, and they could have taken the prison back, but he knows, I think, actually, how well Rick's group survives.
Oh.
He picks up on that, and I think he's just trying to survive. That's it.
And right then and there, he knew he had a chance to get into that group for them to actually accept him. And with the 2 losses that they took last night, they're going to need, tight-knit people as more than ever right now as possible, because moving forward, I mean, what do you have to look forward to? If you're the group, we have Sunday to look forward to. But if you're the group, what do you have to look forward to?
Yeah, it was crazy too, because as we know, Carol is missing. She ran off when T-Dog sacrificed himself so she could get out of the prison, which was a pretty cool way for him to go out.
It was. I mean, T-Dog deserved that. He was so, everybody made fun of T-Dog, nobody liked T-Dog, and then T-Dog finally started up and up and up, and there he goes. I like T-Dog. I'm sure you like T-Dog.
Oh yeah. It was a fitting way to send him out. I mean, he was bitten 3 times.
He was. He's a bad man.
Yeah.
T-Dog is a bad man. Nobody else has fought like that through zombie bites in the whole show. It's usually you're swarmed, you're done.
Yep.
But what happened though to him? To his neck? Right.
Woo, man.
I can't believe that. But you know what? That put a point in. But to try to wrap it up here, Lori, the way that all happened, wow.
My favorite thing about that whole scene was Carl's flashback to what Rick had told him when they were in the barn, when he told him no more kid stuff and that they were all going to die, eventually.
Eventually, it's going to happen.
That was my favorite thing, and that's, really, I think, what pushed Carl to the point of him actually being able, to shoot Lori.
You know what, though? I mean, Carl is a kid. Just to think, for him to take on the responsibility like that, that is really cool. And Carl's coming to his own, so I'm glad to see that. But I'm telling you right now, the very end, after they walked out with the baby, after, the C-section had taken place, Lori had passed, Carl had put a bullet in his mother's head, which, I mean, my goodness, that just, was so shocking and devastating at the same time. Even though we all want Lori to die, we all wanted it. But you know what? When you actually seen it happen, it hurt a little bit. I'm going to be honest.
I really wasn't ready for it.
I wasn't ready
the
for
way
it
it
at all.
happened.
No. I kept saying it and saying it. I wanted it to happen, but I'll tell you, I was pretty devastated. But Rick's reaction said it all, man.
Yeah.
You thought maybe he didn't care anymore. Well, that obviously showed that was wrong because he cared a lot. I mean, circumstances are circumstances and everything going on. But man, his reaction, I'll tell you, I'm gonna be honest. I teared up a lot.
Yeah.
I had water running over my face, man. I tell you, I'm sure a lot of you guys probably cried. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't cry. I didn't cry like a baby. But I'm telling you, it ran down my face.
Oh yeah,
it was devastating.
If you didn't get misty-eyed on that, I think there's something wrong with you.
I'm telling you, but you know what though, Andrew Lincoln, wow, what a performance there. I mean, that was so perfect. He just crumbled.
Yeah.
He fell apart, and great, But for following the show like we do, watching it every week, excited for it every week, that hurt last night.
It did.
It did.
That last night's episode definitely made up for Walk With Me. A complete episode about Andrea and Michonne. I mean, it's cool that they're
really didn't serve a point.
Yeah.
I mean, they really didn't hammer in the fact. The only thing that was beneficial to the governor in that whole episode was the fact that they showed the heads at the end. Nobody really knows what that means except for the fact I'm taking it that he, they might be trophies of some sort to people that he's just flat out cold-blooded murdered for no reason, and he enjoys, he enjoys it that much. He wants to keep a trophy. That is the only symbolism to that whole thing that I can understand. I know they didn't say that. It was nowhere. That has never, ever happened.
Right.
So other than that, that episode to me, that's why we didn't do a show on that because, it speaks for itself.
Basically, would have been a waste of time for us to do a show.
It would have. I mean, there's nothing really to talk about. But anyway, this past episode, it was everything and more than I expected. So my final thoughts are, I'm ready for next Sunday. But I'm telling you right now, it's just going to keep getting crazy.
Next week's going to be good because obviously, if you saw the recap or the scenes, I guess, from the next episode, that you can tell Rick is going back in for the body. He's going back in for Lori's body.
Got to see it. I don't blame the guy.
I kind of get the vibe that maybe it's possible. It's very unlikely, but it's possible that Carl maybe didn't actually shoot her.
Well, yeah, you can go to the bar on that because they didn't show anything.
Yeah.
But his face when he walked through leads me to believe that, if he did, I mean, the kid's never going to be the same anyway. It's a zombie apocalypse. But I'll tell you what, to have to kill your mom like that in that situation, unbelievable. I mean, I know she was already dead, but the fact of the matter is, he knew she was coming back,
right?
And it'd be devastating. But anyway, on that, please give us a follow on Twitter @ToysToMen. Check us out on Facebook, like our page, and if you have any questions down below, please ask us, and we'll read them on the show. And as for Toys to Men, I'm Top Gun,
And I'm Lunchbox.
out.